The story of this car began just after the end of World War I. By the end of the war, Germany ended up with a lots of powerful but absolutely unnecessary war vehicles. German engineers knew this and couldn't help but take advantage of the opportunities it offered. So they managed to acquire the engine of a real bomber. It was a 47-liter 12-cylinder BMW V engine of amazing dimensions, 510 kilograms in weight, 1.8 meters long, and 1.1 meters high. This giant engine needed a special chassis, which fortunately was found after a while. The 1907 American vehicle La France was originally used by firefighters. The German engineers decided to use this vehicle to install the bomber's engine. That's how the experimental car that you see on the screen was bought. They named it Brutus. It was crazy by team from the Auto and Technik Museum Sinsheim. The car became a great racing vehicle, and rightly so. The 550 horsepower engine, which delivered up to 1530 rpm, allowed it to accelerate to 200 meters per hour. Fiat 500. Own list of amazing vintage cars begins with one that has the honorary title of being one of the first urban vehicles on the planet. The Fiat 500 is the creation of the famous Italian company. This model belongs to the second generation. The world first saw this car in July 1957. The car enthusiasts immediately appreciated the compact dimensions of the Fiat 500. In addition, the car was extremely practical and relatively cheap. So it quickly gained popularity around the world. Until the 1950s, cars were quite bulky, even those that were considered too compact. That's why the Fiat 500 took the small car concept to a whole new level. It was only 3 meters long. Production also stopped in 1975. Let's talk specifically about the car you're seeing on the screen, because it has much more in common with the modern world than you might think. The exact name of the model is the Fiat 500 Lamborghini. If you research the history of the Fiat 500, you'll discover that Fiat never actually produced a model called the Lamborghini. The fact is that this Fiat 500 was tuned with great skill. The changes affected both the appearance and the interior of the car. Surprisingly, the specialists at the old Medi Mechanical Workshop easily managed to place the engine of a Lamborghini Murcielago inside the small Fiat 500. It was not so easy to place the 580 horsepower V12 engine between the rear wheels. By the way, this car is very difficult to drive. Its enormous power is disproportionate to its small weight. But the idea is interesting. The car looks compact, but it sounds now. Just listen. Mercedes 300 SL Gullwing. It's time to show you a car considered by many experts to be the world's first supercar. The 300 SL Gullwing is the first Mercedes sports car produced after the war. The model was first introduced in 1954 and production ended in 1963. The developers clearly wanted to create a new generation of sports car. It's safe to say that they succeeded, because the Mercedes 300 SL was built using the most advanced technology at the time. The engine, with a working volume of almost 3,000 cubic centimeters, produced 215 horsepower. The car had one of the world's first direct fuel injection systems. These and many other features allowed the cars reach speeds of up to 263 forces per hour. These figures made the Mercedes 300 SL the fastest car its time. In 1999, the model was recognized as the best sports car of the 20th century. Jaguar E-type. We could talk about the impressive appearance of this car for a long time. Although the Jaguar E-type was first released in 1961, it is still in high demand and sauce after in 2008. The model was ranked first in the Daily Telegraph's 100 Most Beautiful Cars. Sports Car International magazine placed the E-type at the number 1 of their list of top sports cars of the 1960s. Even Enzo Ferrari, the founder of Ferrari, referred to the Jaguar E-type as the most beautiful car in the world. In our opinion, the most interesting thing is that the model became the result of a long journey of trial and error. It took almost 10 years to create a car that was powerful, lightweight, and sturdy all at the same time. The creators managed to skillfully combine an original appearance, great speed and an economical price. So it's no surprise that this car is a NVIDIA. This model belongs to the first and earliest series in 1961. Journalists managed to achieve a record speed of almost 242 km per hour with the Jaguar E-type. And finally, an interest in fact, the suspension of this car was designed in the shortest possible time. Thanks to a bet to win £5, engineer Bob Knights developed the suspension in less than 30 days. Bugatti Type 35B. Right now you're looking at a car that won over 1,800 races. Among them some of the world's most famous and important competitions in 2008. The Telegraph ranked the Bugatti Type 35, 54th on the list of the most beautiful cars in history, and it does look pretty. The Bugatti Type 35 series was produced between 1924 and 1931 and in the early years. The cast at about 50 records. The models you see on the screen are the latest version of the legendary car, known as the Type of 35B in total. There are only 45 copies of this model in the world. The engine power is only 138 horsepower. The Carcom reached speeds of up to 210 km per hour. It needs 6 seconds to accelerate to 100 points. As per hour, these figures are impressive considering that the car is created almost 100 years ago. BMW 3.0 CSL. This model was specially developed for the European Touring Car Cup. In total, BMW produced 1,265 copies of the CSL 3.0 model. This vehicle is an improved version of the BMW E9. It was first presented in 1972. Unique features include the thin steel chosen for the hood to further reduce the weight of the car. The manufacturer removed upholstery, soundproofing, and many parts of the hood and roof are made of aluminium alloy. But what does this vehicle do on our list? The fact is that at one point the BMW 3.0 CSL was a very successful racing car. Even today this car is considered awesome and legendary. According to some rumors, this car is the reason why the BMW brand ranks so highly among car manufacturers. Lamborghini Diablo GT. The last car in our video today of course doesn't boast 100 years of history. But that doesn't make it less amazing. Production of the Lamborghini Diablo began in 1990. It was the Italian company's first car which managed to reach an incredible top speed of 320 km per hour. The video shows the Lamborghini Diablo cheats. See the version launched in 1998. In total, the company produced AC cars which are sold exclusively in Europe. The top speed of this particular model is 338 km per hour. This increase was made possible by an engine modification with a capacity of 583 horsepower.